Good evening, good people. Welcome, Ducklings. It is Duckling Boot Camp 202. I am Saracen, joined by Luffy as usual. Luffy, how you doing?
Just fine, Saracen. Lovely Wednesday, lovely FFR time. We gonna learn some good stuff tonight.
Heck yeah, we are. And tonight, we're covering Too Loose, which is a very, I would say, common flag set variant.
Dare I say classic, if you will,
Classic is a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise of Too Loose is that maybe you do need to check some more chests than just the things that we have incentivized. Maybe not. We'll know.
Yeah.
So, let's jump right into the flags, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. The goal, nothing's changed. We're still doing 4 orbs. We still got a Topher exit. Mm-hmm. Everything is normal here. If you're used to the prior 3 weeklies that we've put up, this is no surprise. Difficulty and scaling, not a whole heck of a lot new here. We took away that gigantic boss scaling for the HP that we had for Black Belt Week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, anything calling out to you on this one, Luffy?
Did we tweak the overworld encounter a little bit? That looks a little bit lower.
We did tweak it. I just can't remember how we tweaked it. Yeah, except that it's 5 land and 5 dungeon.
That's right. Yeah, this was the 5 and 5. We were debating on what to do with this one. I think we came to the agreement that 5 and 5 seems fair. So that's right.
Yeah.
10% per key item, pretty standard again. Pretty good XP and gold boost, 2.5 and 100. Again, note the XP conversion chest. 20% of them are going to have some XP in it, which is good because that's going to be some free stuff.
Yep, takes away some gold, gives you some experience in return. It's pretty great.
Yep.
All right, locations and items. This is where we get to be a little bit silly. So we have 23 items incentivized, 21 locations. That's how we get our 2 loose. We have all the Fiend dungeons except C incentivized. We left a couple of places open.
Mm-hmm.
But that is in service of our loose placement flags, specifically no loose and incentivized dungeons. Yes. This is a relatively new flag, I would say, for the randomizer. It's been around a while now, but sometimes we take it away, get a little bit more classic.
Yeah, I like the way we put that classic, because this 2 no loose and incentive dungeon really it just kind of pigeonholes where these loose can be. You have your early game checks, which are free, essentially. It can show up there. And looking at what's incentivized with, Sea Shrine and some of the other lock locations not being incentivized, it really just kind of forces these loose to be in these specific areas. Maybe we run into something really nasty where we have a loose key in Sea Shrine, and that's going to feel kind of bad. But more likely than not, with the way the pool is, with the mouse of the defense, the bonk and the ribbon, 1 piece of gear, maybe 2, will be part of the loose. So we're going to see, and we'll really see what we're going to have to open and how many boxes. We wanted to show off some chest dense locations tonight as well. So we'll cover those a little bit, because come boot camp, this might change a little bit. Or come derby time, this might change a little bit.
As I recall, we do not have no loose items and incentivized for the derby.
Yes.
So that played into some decisions we made there too. Yes. I know a lot of folks have been practicing those.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. We have nothing really changed here in our overworld edits. We still have early open progression. We haven't gotten to the silly stuff yet. Just you wait. Maps and routing, again, same as it's always been. We still have our LaFenish Superstore. We still have the Gaia Shortcut and Move Gaia Item Shop. All those nice things that you like to see. We haven't explored a whole lot of the other flags yet. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We've got some more weeks yet in us.
Question in chat from Herbie B. Can loose be in marsh locked? And Ale kind of hit that. No, marsh lock cannot contain one of the loose, because the marsh cave or the marsh cave being already incentivized. So marsh attic is out and marsh locked is also out.
Treasures and freebies. We still have our free bridge. Everything else is the same. Nothing to see here.
Mm-hmm.
Shops and magic. I think that's all the same too.
We're
Trying to narrow our lessons in, right?
Yeah, we really want to hit on some specific things here. We kind of opened you up to the randomizer, a week ago with some party selection and composition. Now we're kind of opening you up to the items and the opening boxes and what to do with your routing. So most of this stuff won't change until we get a little bit later on.
Much the same. Our enemies, formations, and bosses, pretty consistent. We do have the shuffle back on for the spike tiles.
Yep.
If you were getting used to the vanilla locations for Black Belt week, just, dial it back. The other 2 weeks also had shuffle.
Yeah. This is traditionally these flag sets don't really play into black belts too well because of the number of boxes that we're going to be opening. But I mean, we'll take a look at the blurs things to see what we got. Maybe we'll get a little silly tonight, but unlikely.
I think that's actually an interesting item we'll have to get to a little bit into the seed, because I basically treat the loose as not existing until I see otherwise. But
right,
we'll get there. So party composition, everything's on the table. You get to pick what you want, like for realsies this time.
Yes, total open party selection.
Notable in our classes, we still have 2 bonuses and no malices. We still have lockpicking turned on. Our white mages have improved harm. The black belt does have the crit halving, which is a big deal, but it's also not a big deal. And just kind of, it brings them back to a relatively sane power level.
Instead of hitting, 20 times for 3,500 damage, now they'll hit 20 times for, 1,500.
Yeah, it's fine. Equipment and items. I don't think we changed anything here. We still have our starting inventory of heals, pures, softs, and tents. We still have our -3 to +5 equipment blessings. Everything's pretty much the same here. And nothing changed in the game adjustments either. So, like I said, we're narrowing down on our topics here. We're really focused on this 2 loose play style. With that, Luffy, you want to jump on in, see what we got for party selection?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. So, take a look at some of the blursings straight up real quick. Fighter looks really good. The Herd Undead's really nice. That improved Thor. Do not sleep on that. I think I might take a fighter to just kind of show that off if we can find a Thor hammer. It's a really, it makes the Thor hammer an endgame weapon, is essentially what it does.
I have slept on that bonus and lost a tournament race because of it recently. So, props to my opponent. I think that was Jay Scheidel that beat me using a Thor hammer -3 on an improved Thor fighter. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah. Thief's okay. Black belt, we'll take a look. No, thank you. Red mage, okay. Red mage, not bad.
Warp and exit are
okay.
Warp and exit are 2 of the strongest bonuses in the pool.
All right, so red and white looking pretty good. Okay. Man, come on. All right. I really was thinking thief red, double black here, or fighter red, double black here. The lockpicking makes me want to take a thief. I'm not going to. I'm going to show off not taking a thief tonight, not relying on that lockpicking. So this might come back to bite me. But we're going to go fighter and...
I mean, I'd lean into that rainbow, man.
I think so, right? I mean, they all seem pretty good. The harm all's on. That exit's going to be pretty invaluable getting out of some of these dungeons. The warp and the temper. The double temper, though, is so tempting on that black mage. But if temper rolls in the first 4 levels, it's really not going to matter. So, okay, let's just lean into this. Let's just lean into this rainbow party. Why not?
The other thing that I'll say to this is by taking the white mage, it doesn't feel so bad to check the white magic
Right.
every time.
Agreed. Yeah, Budge, we got level 1 nuke. We're windmill slamming back into a fighter red double black comp real quick.
Watch, it'll be red learnable fade, and you'll be like, do I really need this black mage?
I know. So, okay, so we got some people calling for Thief Rainbow in chat as well. I want to show off this improved Thor hammer on the fighter tonight, so we're going to try to seek that out. We'll see if we can find it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I kind of want to show that off, and I want to show off what this looks like without the lockpicking being a guarantee. So this time might not be the best time in the world, but this is for learn. This is for experience. So we're showing here. We're not racing. This is about learning experience.
I mean, sometimes that's the joy of it, right? Like,
right.
This is dumb, so I'm going to do it. Windfox asking for the TLDR of the flags, having missed it. It's too loose tonight.
Yes.
That's the gist.
Yes, too loose, and we're going to run a fighter rainbow party, even though we're going to leave thief lockpicking on the table. So we're going to leave that out there. And yes, like Ale said, there is no loose in incentive dungeons.
Yeah, and as much as I love the party selection here with the spells on all of the casters,
right?
That thief as a second melee is so tempting.
It really is. It really is. If the red mage didn't have access to warp or that extra agility, and they'd be getting left behind, I think, because I would value, I think, exit more than warp for the early game. But we're going to do this anyway, and we're going to see what happens. This might be bad. Yeah, right. Warp and exit level 1 incoming. Yeah, sure will. If that's the case, then we are windmill slamming, reset, and rolling into fighter red double black for sure. But I'm ready if we're ready.
Do it up, man. Count us down.
All right. Getting us going in 3, 2, 1, and go.
So if you're not super familiar with the start of a seed, make sure that you pay attention here. There's a lot of information to be gained here. Fire 3 and Fast, both very strong spells to start out level 1. Mm-hmm. I saw Life 2 as a red mage learnable, also Knight learnable.
Sure is.
Wall is white mage locked, but I don't hate that.
Me neither. It's pretty good. We're going to leave Bane on the table for a little bit. Okay. Don't sleep on that Iron Armor +5, too. That can really...
Iron Armor +5 is legit. Saber +5? Oh!
Yeah, we're going to take
That's a starting weapon right there.
All right, we're going to come back for Fast when we have a few bucks.
Yeah, and it'll give us a chance to check that hint giver, too.
That I always forget is there. Long run there.
Long-ish. Yeah, we'll see.
Anytime I make it to Temple of Fiends off a hard reset, I'm intrigued. Hi.
Oh, that's beautiful. Starting off with the experience box there is very nice.
Yeah, I think we're like level 5 or 6, just like that.
And there's the cash we wanted.
Yep. Okay. Saving a few seconds here by just exiting out and using that spell. It's there, so might as well use it.
A little trick of the game, since this would never come up in vanilla, and we haven't talked about it yet in any of the bootcamp things, if you cast Warp after teleporting with Sarah, it brings you back to the Temple of Fiends. If you cast Exit, it brings you to outside the Temple of Fiends. We got a ruby and a bottle, so not very helpful so far.
Nope. 2 items that are not going to do us any good just yet. But they're there. Okay. So
that is a loose.
Yep. So we like that. We now know that a loose crown is in Sea Shrine. Are we going to need it? Not quite sure yet, but we'll find out. I'm going to pick up this iron armor too. It's just too good to leave behind.
That iron armor is solid.
Yep.
That is reasonable to take to the end game.
Yep. Good thing seeing houses here. Expensive, but you know, that's fine. Old bracelets here in Canary 2 are not the worst ever.
Vanilla golds, but yeah.
They're there.
I would like to see how the silvers roll and
Yep.
see if I can save the cash that way.
Yep. Intriguing that they're only about 7,700 too, which is pretty nice. And here's already the downside of not taking a thief.
Well,
getting ambushed.
I like how the wolves have the mute touch right out the gate. That's super
right.
nice.
Yeah.
Channing calling out with the loose being on floor 3 right side, that would be mermaids. I believe that is correct.
Yep, there are no boxes on floor 3 on the way down to Kraken.
Well, it said specifically right side, floor 3.
It did say that too. You guys and your reading.
Place your bets now. Does Luffy remember the hint giver and Provoca?
I will now that you said something.
Damn it!
What do we got? Hey!
It's a ship!
Obligatory is this even randomized? Hey.
And a cube for sale.
Okay, 8,600's not terrible. But we'll make a note of that. We want that. Oh, hey, more iron armor.
The glove plus 4 is actually somewhat decent.
It is. It really is not a bad piece of armor for these mages. Okay.
That sounded like the other loose.
It did, didn't it? And it looks like it's double lazy dwarves right now. Oh, hey, look. All right. So let's talk real quick here about spell placement and order. Seeing warp here is great. You know, you might think, let me buy that right away. Get in the habit, though, of not putting your exit spells in your first slot of magic here, because they're going to be the ones you're going to be using most frequently. The devs have done amazing things over the past couple years with making it so you don't hit the exit boss or the warp boss, and it asks for a confirmation if you want to use that. But I can't tell you how many times initially that I slammed exit or warp thinking I was hitting a different spell and ended up exiting a dungeon long ago. So be careful with that. So we're going to put Brack in slot 1 of these two mages because we do not want to mistakenly hit warp at the wrong time. Also going to pick up Lock too, just, you know, reasons.
I somehow missed the white magic. Was it bad?
Yeah, it was like fear and harm, nothing really there. So, again, with these ambushes. Fire 3 is not... It's a fine bit of magic to have early on. It makes Marsh Cave less daunting. So I'm not overly scared of having to go there with this magic, even with the rest of the spells only being like Bracken stuff.
This is a big gamble here. You're going over here without the key, hoping the adamant is... okay. Pays off.
Yep. I was curious. I also
ring plus 5. What is this?
Wow, I mean, look at this absorb on the fighter already. 47 absorb with just an iron chest plate and a pro ring. Hooray for armor.
Hey, dude, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, I got the adamant. I gotta turn that in. I was thinking of what else I gotta do. That would have been very sad.
Yes, it would have.
Okay, so we got ourselves, let's say, what, 80% of the movement we're gonna want here? Okay.
Yeah, you know, eventually you're gonna need that floater.
Eventually, but we have access to the inner sea minus the canal. So I'm going to show something else off here real quick. Because we have this canoe and because we have warp and we have exit and we have fire 3, I'm not even going to go to Elfland yet. I'm just going to go right to Marsh Cave. Well, I was till Poison Kaizoku decided to ruin my day. God, 7 minutes in, I'm already upset I didn't take a thief, but it's fine.
I mean, these things happen.
It does, and it's fine. So like I said, because I have exit, because I have warp, I'm not afraid of just going here with the fire 3 I have and just making this happen. We're gonna get down there eventually.
You're gonna get slapped.
Eventually, we're gonna get down there and figure out what's here. Eventually, this red mage is my hero right now, though. By the way. We're going to soft reset going in here and just kind of see what's going on. Pretty quick encounter here.
Ale with a real good question is, now that you know where both of the loose are, what does that do to your routing?
So, good point. That's going to really make me kind of just zone in on boxes that I have to open. Now, I'm still going to open a few things. Like, I like opening that box there. I've found a ribbon in there once or twice, so I'll check that on my way down. I'll pull a few greed checks on my way, and I'll still check some chest dense locations, but it's really going to, like, keep me from digging too hard, knowing that in the first, 5 minutes, I now know the location of both loose items, so... The only thing is I don't know if that crown is going to be necessary or not, and we'll find that out in a little while.
Yeah, I would say I wasn't going to be terribly concerned about the loose in the first place. Now, Sunsword +3, oh baby.
And we got that hurt undead on, so this fighter's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Well, that means that he would have done it just as much with the saber. That flame +2 also pretty good.
Hey now.
Oh baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that the weapon elemental bonus doubles up like. Here's a trip back to Matoya.
Okay, so I'm glad I didn't go to Matoya initially and just kind of open those boxes. I'm going to burn a few spell charges here, just grab a few levels, maybe try to get to like level 10 real quick. I don't want too many levels because there's level 10 already, because I really want this knight to be able to get as many charges of life 2 as possible. And I'm going to pull a few more chests here just to see if I can grab just a little bit more cash, because with 3 mages, well, experience is nice too. With 3 mages, we're really going to need some money to kind of fill out our spell choices.
Those Abides are actually pretty good for that too.
Indeed. Also good to know they're there if I really want to come back for some levels at some point. Come on, encounters, please.
Goatspired asking about Hurt Undead plus Fire. I think it's basically, is it weak to one thing? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, now we apply the damage bonus once.
Nice, Stony Wrath. I like that. Oh my god, what is this early game?
Okay. It really wants you to use all of your save items just to get back to the ship.
It sure does. All right, so we're going to go to Matoya. We're going to turn in this crystal before we go to Elflin, just in the off chance this ends up being the herb.
Remember, if you zigzag the rivers, you cut out 3 encounter steps. Mm-hmm. It ends up being the canal. That's also good.
Okay. Alright, so...
Hey Luffy.
Yes, sir.
You unequipped your pro ring and didn't put it on anybody else.
I did not, you're right. I saw that absorb +8 and I'm already thinking of what I'm doing next. I would have figured that out eventually once I died to, like, something terrible.
Don't worry, you're just gonna get scorched.
Watch out, it's a scorcher. I am going to dig a few more boxes, just on the off chance of finding that Thor hammer as well, but we can take this Sun Sword maybe to the end game? Maybe.
Sun +3 is not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
That's a pretty weak level, but Quad X is still good.
Yeah, we're going to just pick up some cake real quick and come back around for that Quad X. Okay.
I guess. I mean, I know this is heresy against the woo, but I'm not a big fan of picking up the cake.
I only picked it up because of Dang. Thanks. So, Magic's kind of really sad. We're going to pick up Zap, though, because I like Zap.
Best American Gladiator, according to Dead Pulse.
This is true. Alright, let's grab some of these. Spent 20 cabins. Do we have our silver bracelets here? We do not.
That looks like a big old pile of meh.
It does, but we're going to pick up that iron shield just because, you know, we want the fighter to have all the absorb.
I can dig it. Luffy's hamster.
We got a few
be
left
doing
over. We
Luffy
can afford
hamster.
products. And I'm only going to pick up cake on the Black Mage. But I'm still here.
You are still here.
I am still here. Okay, so we have ourselves an herb. We have ourselves a few things we can do here. But we're going to go turn in this herb, and we're just going to keep doing key item checks first. We could head over to Crescent and get the item from the sages, but we got 2 checks over here with Titan's Trove being incentivized and Grandpa's Closet.
Yeah, gotta go beat up a hermit, get his stuff. Uh-oh. This looks like maybe that hamster just needed a water break. Had to get off the internet wheel.
Hey, look, there is the herb.
Rune Sword +4, also pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, you cut out for a good, 15 seconds there, Luffy.
Of course I did. All I did was, you saw the Rune Sword. We got the herb out of Titan's Closet there. So we'll be able to, we'll loop ourselves back around to Elflin. We'll turn that in. Right now, we're kind of just really hoping to come across that floater to open things up a little bit more.
I am a fan of late floaters.
Mm-hmm. It's looking increasingly likely that that's going to happen at some point.
You know what, though? It's okay.
It is. It is.
So, I like to have later floaters because it gives you a more deterministic path in the seed. Mm-hmm. The minute that you have the floater, everything is open, which means that everything is open.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a dangerous thing, particularly when you're racing.
It can absolutely be that way. Having an abundance of choice really kind of can lead to the wrong one. So having things be a little more streamlined here and the seed just kind of, holding my hand and determining where I'm going, really kind of just it forces me to do certain things. Incoming, we'll go turn in that TNT as well right after this. Still
I was wondering about that.
Floater. I'm hoping this is the floater. No, but it's fine.
That's, a thing you can find.
Yeah. Note the neutral roll of the massa, though.
Oh, well.
So we're going to save right here at this dock, and then we'll go and turn in this TNT. If this isn't something I want, I'm just going to reset out of it and just keep on heading down to Crescent Lake. Hitting the point right now where we're almost 17 minutes in without a dungeon item as we pick up our first one there.
An inaccessible dungeon item.
Yeah. That will lead to the second loose, though, so that's good to know.
Hey, Luffy, you know what I didn't talk about when we were going through our incentive locations and items section?
What's that?
Did you realize that we had 3 of these locations with random locations of the chests?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so quick note on that. Ordeals is random, which, I mean, that means it's between 8 chests plus the linked chest.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Cave is random post-rod,
Mm-hmm.
which means that it will be in one of the 8 chests on Earth 4. And Sky Palace is random sky, so it will be cube locked.
Very interesting.
Now, you know what that means, right?
Poison Kaizoku's ruined my day again.
Well, yeah, and that's going to happen. So, when you go to Ordeals finally,
Mm-hmm.
that means you have to check the Mud Goal chest.
It does, and that's
because you have the exit.
It's going to be my next stop too. I'm going to go there over going to Ice Cave.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that.
I have a deep-seated hatred of Ice Cave, and it's come back to bite me many times, but I still just kind of lean into that. Found
There's
our
no pro rings for sale, and they're cheap.
Yeah, is there anything we can sell here? Not really. Okay. Well, we can always come back to there pretty easily. Nothing right there.
There's your temper. That justifies that Black Mage pretty good.
Sure does.
DM Stewart, I have seen so much garbage in Ice that...
Really? Ladies and gentlemen,
Ducks just post this exact situation.
The power of the hint givers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well that happened.
We haven't been to Ice, and we haven't really seen any of the encounters that are in Ice, nor like any of those enemies, so I don't think we have any knowledge yet.
Not yet. Everything has Scorch and Frost and Poison. I'm very encouraged that the late game's not going to be terrible. Okay. So
You just jinxed it, but yeah.
I did. So we're going to go to Ordeals. We have Warp. We have Exit. I hate Ice Cave.
Yeah. Remember that Volcano is incentivized as well.
Also is. So that does kind of really make you think like 2 incentive locations over there in that general vicinity of the world with Ice Cave and Volcano versus this one location here with Ordeals. But, you know, I hear Dead Pulse in my ear. Ordeals.
Ordeals is love. Ordeals is life.
It is. Besides, we get to show off the Mud Goal room.
Yeah.
Right.
Bonus points if the incentive item actually lands there, because that's the best.
Medusas, please.
So, for those who are not familiar, the Mud Goal spike tile. Oh, geez.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So, the Mud Goal spike tile is in the pillar maze in the top right. And the reason that is a desirable chest to check is that it's linked to one of the ones on the top floor, specifically the bottom left corner of the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
If the incentive item lands there, and we shall find out as soon as we get past these Argoyles, the least favorite enemy of everybody in this game.
Wizards.
If we find the incentive in here...
No, but we found a ribbon.
It might be the incentive ribbon.
There was no fanfare. So, we're going to find out. We're going to keep going.
Okay. All incentive chest fanfare is turned on in the conveniences, so if you didn't get a fanfare, that's not the incentive.
Yep, there was no fanfare there.
But yeah, if that had been our incentive item, we could just exit out. Like, we don't even have to finish the pillar maze.
Nope, there's no need to keep going through this terrible, terrible place that's apparently in front of me.
These sorcerers, I love them normally because they're just experienced pinatas.
Yeah.
But, man.
Fire 3 is not going to get me there, though. Not in the kind of time frame I'm
not so
thinking
much.
about.
I mean, the harm 2 sort of helps.
It sort of does. All right, we got there.
I like how you bet on the second pillar primarily.
I did. Hey, that's cute. All right, well, they're quad Xable.
That counts for something.
It does. Level 14 on that fighter is getting dangerously close to where I don't want them, but I mean, it's fine. We kind of didn't have much of a choice. There's the defense sword. That's our incentive item.
Show is.
I mean, you could even take that to the end game if you really wanted. That would work too.
That's actually a great sword.
Mm-hmm. So here's the chest that's linked right here. Seeing that it's empty, this is the one that's linked to that room. Just clear this out in case we find that Thor hammer. No Thor hammer. Not even going to bother checking what's on that other trap tile. All right, so looks like we're going to Ice Cave and Volcano, or both. Oh my god, Kaizokus, please.
I mean, I think the bet is on both.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to take a thief. I'm just saying. It's fine.
Goatspired asking about that improved Thor blurs. Yes, that Thor hammer, because it's doubling the attack power, including any bonuses. Mm-hmm. You get double value from every temper cast. You get double value from the fighter's strength growth. Like, it's a monstrous weapon.
Yeah.
And when I say, like, I lost a race because of it, it was an early Thor hammer -3, and I didn't believe. Mm-hmm. And it absolutely crushed Topher in the hands of my opponent. So, speaking from experience, improved Thor is just, it's wonderful on the fighter. Yeah. It's less good on the thief.
Yes.
Say that about it.
Yes. Fighter just has such power behind their swings, just default. So a really powerful weapon in their hands is going to make a lot of difference, especially a weapon like that where it's got its crit doubled. It's crazy, or its hit doubled, whatever it is. I'm angry at the
attack stat, not the hit.
I'm angry at the river system without my thief.
My guess, this is purely anecdotal, but it gets pretty close to temper stops being a thing that actually boosts its damage pretty quick if you're a higher level fighter. Mm-hmm. Like, you can actually max out your attack stat with it.
Those frost giants are hitting very hard on a fighter that has 54 absorb. That's crazy.
They always hit hard.
Yeah. Alright, was this random here too?
No, this is a vanilla.
This is vanilla, okay. Alright. I hate undead.
I love it when Harm 2 is just kind of good enough.
Right, just enough.
So, how many of the boxes do you plan to check in this ice cave?
A few. I'm gonna check these 3 for sure. And I'm debating on if I want to go further. Oh boy.
Well, that means Volcano is very important all of a sudden.
Sure does. Alright, you know what? Let's keep looking. We'll check these 6-pack down here. We'll leave the 2-pack with the Frost Dragon room behind. Hey, rewarded.
Red shirt's pretty good.
Rewarded ever so slightly. That's good enough.
Alright. On to the Volcano we go.
Yes. And Volcano has something we're going to want for sure.
Well, it's a vanilla incentive and I think it has to be the floater.
It could be. I'm looking at what's left here.
It has to be the floater.
It could be the rod.
Oh, I guess it could be the rod. That would be funny.
Funny how? Funny how? How am I funny? At least those wolves with whatever they had, stupid lightning 2 or whatever, they're running now.
So, just remember, Luffy, it's still not as bad as the seed I rolled with required double dip Earth with a side trip to Volcano.
You're right. Alright, we'll check the armory here, too. I still want to show off some chest-dense locations here that you should prioritize with loose items. This is definitely one of them. You got a whole bunch of boxes in this area. We have pretty much endgame ready, gearish-wise at this point. We'd like to find maybe a little bit better armor for this fighter, but that that iron armor +5 will be just fine. If we come across a flame armor or an ice armor, Pro Cape's nice. That's pretty good for the keep this white mage alive.
Yeah.
She's getting punched twice. Please, Giants, please.
Oh, you have life 2 on this red mage. It's fine.
I know, but it's like I say something and the seed just laughs at me.
Additional iron armor acquired. Oh,
yeah,
good.
I think that's 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Alright, we're going to just exit out real quick, save that stuff, and go back in. We got a few houses. And then we're going to go on down. We're going to give Carrie a hello. We have Fast. We have Temper. Lock, even if she decides to be cheeky. We're not scared of Carrie. We should be, maybe, but we're not.
Carrie is deceptively difficult all the time.
Yeah.
I will never trust her. So, just a note to everybody, there were 4 chests that were not checked on that floor.
Mm-hmm.
They were all of the hairpin chests. Light Axe +3 is not bad. Throw that onto the white mage because the item magic counts.
Yep, so I'll put that in the correct slot.
Yes.
Yeah, well, a Thor hammer, please. That is a terrible trap tile. And we found the silvers.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so we'll be going back to Canary and purchasing those gold bracelets at some point.
So are you going to show off the wizard stick?
I know, I'm just looking at chat, looking at Sonya right here. Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Alright.
I'm slightly scared of these nightmares. Right,
as one ought be, I'm usually more scared of gargoyles, funny enough. But it turns out they're kind of okay this seed. It is the rod!
Yeah, I called that.
Oh
boy. Chanigan laughing at me. Chanigan, you know what? If I didn't like you so much... Alright, folks, you're getting the grand tour here tonight.
I love the grand tour.
Yep. Alright, so... Fast... Where is the wizard staff, and then Temper.
So, to all of our ducks, there is one element that Carrie is weak to, and that is status. And the wizard's, well, it didn't matter. The wizard stick uses the spell Confuse, which is status element.
Mm-hmm.
And Confuse, when it lands, causes the target to cast Fire 1 on themselves.
And Carrie being, the Volcano Fiend makes it hilarious that it is Fire 1, even though she's not a fire elemental.
So, one follow-up thing of note, and we do not have it in this seed, we don't have it in this flag set, there is a flag that improves the fire-lit ice, and harm spells.
Mhm.
And when you have that flag on, Confuse is really funny.
Yeah.
Basically, that flag, when we do turn it on, it does single target, but like equivalent to the 3 version of the spell
Yeah, that
for
sounds right.
fire, ice, and lit, and then harm becomes equivalent to harm 3. It's just fantastic.
Or I'm just gonna make a pick stop here. Pick up these pro rings. I'm 99% certain that this is going to be the floater in Earth Cave, so this is sort of a waste of time. However, we can stock up on heal pots and kind of get our gear all up and fresh and ready here. It's 78. Hang on, my math is terrible. I'll grab ourselves a few houses, and then we're geared up and ready to go.
We know where the crown is, Sonny. The
Yes.
hint giver in Canaria told us that the crown is one of our loose, and it's in C.
Yeah.
On the mermaid side. So, carbonating.
Yeah, sure is.
The key is not actually incentivized in this flag set, Odron. So, the key does not help us progress. It has to be the floater.
Yep. Good to know, though, that if we didn't take a thief with lockpicking, that we have a floater sitting in Canaria that we can't get right now. So, there. I mean, I guess actually this is possible, right? This could be key.
No, because the key doesn't lock anything other than finishing the game.
Canaria lock, though, is incentivized. Oh, no, it's not. That's right. That's
It
right.
is certainly not.
Oh, I was thinking the black belt seed. We've been running so many of these that I'm trying to keep my stuff straight.
In case anybody was wondering about the behind the scenes of this, we vet a few seeds before posting the weekly, and I'm happy to say that I only had to flunk out one, and it was unfortunately 45 minutes in with ambushed nuke sea snakes.
When you messaged me about that, I felt so bad. Usually Saracen will do the first run through, and then I'll run it second. So he tends to take the brunt of whatever the seed has to throw at him.
Topher is not unlocked. However, the key doesn't open up any incentive items in this flag set, unless it was a loose, but we know where both of the loose are.
Oh, God, come on. Georges, please.
You have pro rings, you're fine.
I know, but like this is the way this is going, I'm waiting for the 3 and 256 right here. Like I just am. And like, you know, we got a ribbon also on the white mage. Like I'm not scared, but like it's just I mean, come on.
Alright, so our random post-rod earth checks.
What had glare? Was that the Grimps?
I don't know. Glare is time element, so in case you were wondering about that. It's super great. Glare is absolutely an outlier.
Werewolves? Alright, well, that's fine, I guess. We're gonna grab that. Alright, gonna show off a little bit of tech here as well. Instead of walking back, if you have warp, it's faster to warp back and then just keep going through the dungeon this way. And we're gonna review the correct way to walk through Earth, and it's the way that I'm walking right now.
And we get to check out Lich's bedroom, which has a unique layout.
It's gonna be the last box too. Like, what is this game?
It was the Grimps that have glare. At least you're resisting it most of the time.
I know. we're high enough level-ish right now where toxic is not the scariest thing in the world either. But like, this is rude.
So take note of the way that you approach that room. You don't walk in the second column of tiles because there's like multiple spike tiles in that row.
Yes. So this is fine. We'll just go back and show you real quick where to check these boxes to be on the safe side, as everything is punching me and I'm regretting it already. But this is for learn, so this is fine. I don't even have like a nuke that I could just throw out right here at these stupid encounters. So you want to check this box right here. This tile above me is a trap tile. So you don't want to go straight up. And there's also a trap tile to the left of me here. So be careful in that room.
Yeah, you approach the right two chests from between them,
Yes.
not head on. Because I believe there's another spike tile in front of it.
There is. There's a third one in front of that one in the middle as well. The room's full of spike tiles. And if you're feeling like, spicy at all, walk into the bat room and see what happens in there.
I don't think we actually have showed off the bat party room at all, but the top left corner of the vampire floor, we just shoved a bunch of bats in.
Hang on 1 second here. Hang on. Oh, you know what?
He lived.
For one turn.
Yeah, for the ineffective to come out. Okay. Swing for the fences. You've paid your
I have. Yeah.
You can also attempt to zap.
I can. All right, well, you know what? Here's a good chance to show the life 2 in battle, though.
Heck yeah.
Hey! And then he's got fire 2 into punch into fire 2. Nice. Because,
hey!
Done with this guy. Done. The games are over.
I really want this to land.
So do I. So bad.
Zap is the best terrible spell. It has very low accuracy. It is going to frequently be ineffective. But nothing except chaos resists it.
Yep.
Yes, it was Jay Coper who got completely bat blocked in a tournament seed. The Jay Coper bat, I believe, is on the second floor, though.
Yep.
Oh, that one's the most gross.
Hey, I found nuke.
Hey, it's even learnable.
It is, which is pretty good. All right, so we're okay now.
We're not checking our hint giver because heck that guy.
We don't care about that guy anymore. We know where the other loose item is. We're fine. I'm trying to remember where the cube was though. Was that
Provoca?
Provoca, that's right. The terrible shop.
Yep. The worst one.
Yeah. Still would really like the tail. Kind of bummed we haven't found that yet. It's probably going to be crown to tail. Watch.
That seems like.
It feels likely. A cream of this. What is this? Okay. So
well, you have a bottle. You have a slab. So
I do.
Like,
I do.
That's a pair of turn-ins that are worth checking before diving in.
That's true. That's true. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of shopping here real quick. We're going to pick up this key item. We're going to get our cube. We're going to take a swing over to Canaria. We're going to buy those gold bracelets. Now we got gold bracelets and pro rings +5. Our mages are fine. And then we'll go and we'll do the rest of these turn-ins. We'll do the slab turn-in. We'll do the bottle turn-in. And we'll just keep going from there. As I drop that opal that I picked up on purpose, but I don't care right now. Okay. The Black Mage has the promo fighter armor.
I completely forgot that there was even a second blessing on that black mage. The only thing that caught my eye was the temper. Everything else was just whatever.
Mm.
I know in theory there was something for the white mage too, but all I remember is exit.
We'll check this hint giver because she's on the way. And there's a black shirt in Sky. Cool.
Well, it's not the incentive item. That's just, a nifty.
Yeah. I just noticed it said it was -1 too, so it says what it is. I didn't notice that before. Cool.
Yeah, that can be kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Davian calling for Sky, Sky, Sky. I generally agree. Man, would it be nice to find the tail first.
Yeah, we're gonna go there next. Probably. We're really hoping this is tail. This feels like ribbon, though.
Or power gauntlet. It is the ribbon.
Yeah. It felt right. Oh, we burned all our exit charges. Okay, thinking.
Buffering.
Alright, damn it. Alright, we're gonna do something I don't want to do. So if this was a race setting, I'm foregoing digging out this tail, and I'm going right to Sky right now. It's looking increasingly likely that tail is in.
The hamster is having a cardiac moment. It's okay. What he was saying is the tail is probably behind that crown or in the water.
Yeah, we're going to do waterfall first. We're going to probably have to do this. It's a 50-50 shot that this is necessary, that is.
Yeah, our only go mode item outstanding is the key, because yes, the door after the loot plate is locked by the mystic key.
That is a very good question there, Eric. I'm valuing promotion here just because I kind of really want to. With the Masa, with Fast, with Temper, we really don't need to, technically speaking.
So, to me, there always has to be a reason to promote. And the reason to promote in this seed is Night Learnable Life 2.
Yeah.
That, by itself, this was required. Okay, that's good to know.
The 50-50 pays off in a way. Okay, so now we know pretty certain that this crown is going to 50-50 here, tail or power bonk. I kind of really want both, so we're going to do mermaid side anyway. And traditionally, I'd be taking some of these trash fights on the way down, but I just really don't want to gain any more levels than I have to. I will take every fight on my way up through Sky, though.
It's funny because, I feel like this is absolutely going to turn into the power bonk.
Yeah.
Meaning that the tail's in Sky just to spite you.
Feel that way, too. Hey, 3 golds.
The call out for the carbonation
It's
is
coming.
at hand.
It's coming. Don't y'all worry. We're going to take care of her, too.
Yeah, Eric, that's actually one of the most interesting questions to me in terms of how runners approach it. And especially knowing that the fighter versus the thief is actually a really significant question. And whether the Masa is available in the pool, which we saw in the winter tournament where it wasn't. there's just a lot of Whoa, katana +5.
I feel so horrible right now.
Bubbles with the taunt.
Okay.
And here's our crown.
There's our crown.
4 +5, please.
You alright? Nope.
So Luffy showed it really quick, but the warp out of the incentive section there, because it's such a long walk back, warping and walking back is fewer steps and generally faster than just walking through that screen wrap.
Sonny, I feel like you did part of this to me. I really do. I feel like part of this is your fault. Okay, well... God, I really hope you're wrong and Tail is not sitting there in Sky.
Well, so here's what I'll say to that. If we do validate that the crown turns into the power bonk, I ain't searching Sky.
No.
I mean, you might want to from a standpoint of like...
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
At that point, it's fine. We'll forego. We'll trust that life on the red mage and the white mage are enough. I don't love my level situation right now because I've been putting them off as I'm trying to not gain too many. So my levels are not great. But the scaling here...
It's fine.
That will probably be okay. Alright, I have to always take this fight, though, because I have to. This is one of those fights that I always take, because this is just so much experience, and as I'm talking about not wanting levels, it's... That mass is putting in work on its own.
Yep. Big Eye Gershark is the money payout of the Sea Shrine.
Okay.
I believe in you, White Mage.
Wow, she took a punch.
It's that Procate +5, man.
It is. Come on, Brack. Oh, well.
I like how you had to pump 800 damage into it, and then, you know.
Yeah, you know. Alright, so that's 3 orbs down.
Oh, convenient housing.
Yep, can comfortably buy those now because our shopping is mostly pretty much done. Although I did not buy Temper on that Black Mage on my trip through Lefame, which was a bit of a blunder, but it's okay. Alright, so survey says, is this going to be the tail? One way or another.
We're betting Luffy's hopes and dreams on this.
We sure are. It's 50-50. Fail.
Ha!
Okay, well, here we go. Okay, so we're just still going to take every fight on our way up through Sky, and we're going to try to get into the 20s by the time we're done.
Well, I mean, the good news here is you still have like more than enough firepower between a Masa, a Power Bonk fast, and a couple stray temper casts on that black mage.
I think we'll be okay.
The tail would give bonus XP, yes, but I don't know that that's something we care about necessarily.
Not at this point. Actually...
Yeah, that gives the red mage something else to do. That's handy.
Yeah, I'd rather have the black mage throw out fast and tempers. And because I said we're going to take every fight, we're just going to take every fight. So now is like slight sort of panic that my levels are not great. I'm 53 minutes in. My tail is somewhere up here behind the Q block, so I'm not going to bother digging that out now. Level 20 right there on my first fight, though, feels better. It's okay. I'd like to be like 23 by the time I'm done with this dungeon, if at all possible.
I mean, that seems like it's a very
Realistic
modest goal with
Feels
the
realistic.
scaling.
24 would be even better, but I'll take 23.
Yeah, I might be actually just swinging with that red mage instead of using up the spell slots on it at this point. Just
Probably should be, yeah. Oh, these chimeras are very strong, apparently.
but yeah, Sunsword +3 on a red mage is, a reasonable weapon.
It's viable. Yeah, 310 plus HP on those chimeras are very chonky. If things go really bad, we could always take a third floor Temple of Fiends grind, so there is always that.
Yeah. Are you my Thor hammer?
Last checks for Thorhammer. Oh.
Rip.
6,000 HP, though, puts me still at level 21. Super evasive. Even with the hurt undead right there. There was only one hit for 94. What?
Can't all be winners, man.
And I suppose if we really, really, really want to, we could always go back to those zombie dragons at the bottom of Marsh Cave. We have options.
I'm hoping that we go to McDonald's.
Over 500 HP now on the fighter feels more comfortable. And I was about to say, we're going to take one if we find one.
We got a Big Mac.
We do. Actually, hang on. That's
Rip
fine.
White Mage.
That's fine. She can go down. We don't need her anyway. Sure.
Or we can life too.
We could, but we don't need her. I want the XP funneled in other areas.
That's fair.
Okay. He's already missing. This is fine. That's fine. Okay. Now I feel better.
Yeah, 25 on the fighter is kind of a nice bonus.
Yep.
And that's some more nuke charges on both of your black casters. Like, this is fun.
It's fine. 25 on the two black casters feels a lot better too.
Uh, 24 is our breakpoint for the Masa on the fighter to have a 5th hit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an excellent question, DM. Thank you for making me drill that into everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Dead Pulse would be would be on me about that if he were here to yell at me.
Seriously? Sleep 2 hits through a ribbon. Really?
Sleep 2 is non-elemental.
I always forget that.
That's why it's single target.
Fair. Okay.
26 feels even better.
It does. It do. Okay. So, because I forgot it the first time, and I encourage you folks to not do that, we're going to go back to Crescent and we're picking up Temper on that Black Mage, so we have a few more shots of that. Bummer that we can't learn that on the Mage, though.
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
Restock them heal potions. Don't fizzle your beefs.
Yep. Very important. I'm hard resetting going in here because I know the encounter table is butts, so we're just going to trust that this works out.
I would say it's a really common decision for a lot of runners to hard reset going into Topher because you go in on a known at that point, and then if you need to make a change, you can make a change and opt out of that later. Whereas if you start just wherever on the table, you don't know what you're getting into, and then if you hard reset, you still don't know what you're getting into.
Double Gas Dragons off the hard reset on floor 3 is enticing if we really, really need it. That is less enticing. Bad men are bad times.
I've been laughing at the fact that Disturbed released a track called Bad Man.
It's funny. I think the same thing when I heard that track on the radio. I'm like, oh, I know Bad Men. Alright, so Lich 2 floor at about an hour is not the worst ever.
As the earths look longingly into your eyes.
So even though we did not take a thief, and we found that katana +5, we didn't end up digging out that tail anyway, so it feels less bad to not have that, but it still stinks ever so slightly.
Five hits 780 for Lich 2 is, pretty reasonable.
Feels pretty good. Quadimas. Sleep Touch.
Agamafax. They hunt in packs.
Mm-hmm. Except when they don't.
Those three had a handler.
I still have PTSD from bingo a couple years ago with these new gray worms on this floor. Every time I see a gray worm, I cringe. Alright, Lightning from Carry is pretty good.
Yeah, Lit 2 opener from Carry is less frightening than she could otherwise be.
We're going to throw out one white shirt stack here just for a layer of protection, and then we're just going to swing to swing to swing. Okay, yeah. As you can see, 2 swings, Carry had less than 750 HP. Bosses are much less scary than they were last week.
And by last week, he means Monday.
Yeah. Oh my god, is it really? Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god. I've worked 6 days this week, so everything's all thrown all over the place for me.
Man, I wish we had Ice 3 right now.
I know. Could have picked that up if it wasn't sharing the level with Warp. Or with Nuke.
Well,
You know. Funny enough, waters don't resist ice as opposed to lightning, which, reasons. We're gonna do this. This, and this.
the menuing happened so fast, I was concerned that you had fasted your white.
That would have been a mistake. I think we're okay to throw out a couple of these.
DM Stewart asking about the black belt scaling of 200 to 300% on the health. I prefer 42 in that because the advantage of the black belt is that you don't give your enemies the chance to do things to you, and therefore you never discover what their horrible scripts are.
Yep. You're killing them before they can even kill you. That's the whole idea. Double ink leading with these two fiends. Interesting. And Tiamat hits like a kitten.
That's always lovely to see. Tiamat is a scary fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kraken gets all the attention because Kraken hits like a freight train most of the time. Tiamat, I think, is scarier because the lack of offensive power you have against Tiamat can be hard to overcome. The absorb is so high, the MDef is high, and it again gives Tiamat the chance to do several things.
So we're going to lead with some white shirt. We're going to fast with the black mage. We're going to power bonk. We could be throwing out defense sword stacks if we want to, but we're just going to go straight power here. If we get two white shirts off here, we're less afraid. And Zap, scary. Seen that hit through a ribbon several times in my time here. 7 hits for 547 on a fasted night is not ideal. So we're going to throw out a cast or two of lock here if we have, if either of these mages survive. Or if Chaos will survive. Alright, Tornado coming through is spooky. As you can see, it does a lot of damage. We don't have any heal spells, so just to be on the safe side, she goes to sleep.
I believe in this fighter.
So do I. It's over. There we go.
GG.
Okay. So I got 105.36.
So I will say the hint givers were truly the MVPs of this seed.
Yeah, 110%. Telling me the two loose literally at the first two hint givers. So actually, shout out to Saracen being the real MVP by reminding me they exist. Otherwise,
Cat was in on it too.
Otherwise, I might still be digging.
Let's also be real here. How funny was that canoe, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a reason to go to Dwarf yet, except 2 chests, and it turns into the canoe.
Yeah. I think we had one of these a couple weeks ago where there was some loose, and the canoe was key locked in Temple of Fiends, which was also hilarious.
That seems like it was a while ago, and yes, it was absolutely hilarious and very frustrating to the people who didn't remember that those chests existed.
Yep.
So my thoughts on this again are the loose don't exist until you have a reason for them to exist. Luffy, why did you make this emote only?
I don't. Sure. I was trying. I had chat popped out, so I wasn't double doing the stream there. So thank you.
Jeez.
I've gotten mad with power.
So I like to just chase the incentive locations and hope that the two loose don't matter.
Yes.
Now that plays out a little bit differently in the Derby flags, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, like, don't feel pressured away from the black belt unless the black belt is, truly outclassed by the other two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw the fighter rainbow work out just great here. I tend to like the thief here because if the key is loose or late or whatever, that's scary. But again, we don't have any incentives behind the key. And that was, another piece of design choice.
Yeah, it worked out here, but there were several times throughout that I was lamenting the fact I did not bring a thief because maybe my run chance was not as good, and then that katana +5, just the audible sigh if you didn't hear it, felt kind of bad.
Yeah, that was a cruel trick from Bubbles, and she deserved that carbonation.
She did, 100%.
So, I vetted a seed for tomorrow. You can look for that in the Async Weekly, and that'll get posted sometime in the morning-ish. Whenever Life Reboot gets to it.
I will run that tomorrow. I have work at 4 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm going to bed after this.
Jeez.
Yeah. Sometimes I work early. Such is life.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But I can't think of a better way to hang out on a Wednesday night than with my good buddies and with chat. This is fun.
Heck yeah. Reminder to our ducks that Sunday, even though I believe that is a holiday for some people,
Easter.
We are still doing our next reveal stream.
Yes. I'll be here for that one because I don't have inventory this time.
Hooray.
Huzzah.
And then a reminder to everyone in the platypus ranking, we have the Platy Party starting with our week 4. That's going to be the Sunday nights. We will have a mini tournament. And the purpose of that, part 1, is to show off how different runners approach these flag sets, especially when they're approaching them blind. Because, our platypi, they're going to find out what the flags are about 10 minutes before they start racing. So that's pretty great.
Yep. It leads to some snap decisions. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
And also, it outsources who does the running, which is great. You can imagine this is a lot of work here. So, but yeah. Any other thoughts, Luffy?
No. You guys kind of have things laid out here for you. Check your hint givers. They were, like Saracen said, they were the true MVPs here, kind of really just telling me where to go. I opened way more boxes than normal because I'm just trying. Once I knew where the items were, because I just really wanted to try to show off that Thor hammer that was just a pipe dream. And think about your party composition quite good because I was really enticed by the movement magic from the red mage and the white mage, and but it would have been a much better party choice, I think, at the end of the day, to go fighter thief red black here or fighter thief white black. Nuke being at level 5 was very inaccessible for that red mage until later on in the game, and Fire 3 being the only sweeper was kind of but just think about your party and just try to make sure you, like Saracen said, to prioritize your key item locations rather than just try to source out those loose right away. You'll thank yourselves later.
All right. Well, that's all from me as well. And again, tomorrow morning we shall see an async seed and hope to see some fantastic times being posted by all of the community here. With that, I've been Saracen. You got Luffy, who's doing our running here. Chanigan stepping in as the restreamer on relatively short notice. And thanks to all of you for coming out. Have a wonderful night.
Have a good night, everybody.